We are rolling.
Okay. I'm Kat.
I'm Hayley.
And this is Night Classy, the podcast where two teachers unwind, sip wine, and each teach a lesson we can't teach at school. What are we drinking, Hayley?
Red wine. To be specific, Nighthawk Black, the bold Cabernet Sauvignon. It's rich, it's bold, it's smooth. And this is not an advertisement.
No, it's not an advertisement. And it's red wine. I put an Instagram quiz up today that said, are we drinking red or white wine? And a disappointing amount of people chose white wine.
Tell me,
you know we hate white wine.
Apparently they don't.
Apparently not.
Read it out loud, and I thought he was talking to me, and I whipped my head around, and I was like, red wine, obviously. And he's like, what? And I was like, what? You were just talking to me.
I literally hate white wine. I'm so disgusted by it.
It hangs me over so bad.
Yeah, it gives me a hangover. It gives me a headache.
And it doesn't taste good.
No, it tastes like watery lemon
grapes.
Juice, and not my favorite, but I mean, good for you, I guess, if you like white wine.
If you can handle it, good for you. Yeah. But here we drink red wine, no exceptions.
This is a red wine only zone.
Right.
It's like a safe space, but for red wine.
It might be unsafe, specifically unsafe space. Enter if you dare.
What's unsafe about it? What's going to happen?
Our blood alcohol levels.
Yeah, my liver is unsafe. He's very triggered right now.
Thankfully, we always have a designated driver / producer / your boyfriend / housemate.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. I'm dating him for the perks.
There are a lot of perks.
There are a lot of perks. As one of our favorite listeners, Hayley, pointed out on Twitter, there are a lot of perks. 'Cause we posted that video of like us rolling our eyes and telling Alec that's not how TikTok works. And she tweeted at us, she's like, well, you guys are in for a rude awakening when Alec goes on strike. Like, yeah, you're right.
So true. So true. Also, like 3 months ago, we were both like, what is TikTok?
That's true.
Know.
I still don't really know what TikTok is. I don't have one. I thought about making one this weekend because you showed us, Hayley's been making incredible TikToks for our TikTok.
Oh, thanks.
And I don't see them because I don't have one. And so I thought about making one and then just didn't.
Okay, knowing the amount of time you spend on Reddit, you would spend so much time on TikTok.
That's the problem.
It is easily addictive.
That's why I haven't done it yet. Also, is it weird to have a TikTok account and never post videos?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, just have one to look at stuff because I'm not interested even a little bit in making my own videos. That sounds like work.
I learned so much. It is work. I learned so much on TikTok though. It's crazy. It's kind of funny though. There's like different sides to TikTok. Like sometimes I'll see a video. I was explaining this to Tommy last night. Sometimes I'll see a video and someone's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up on like the conservative side of TikTok. Like, please help me. And then like you can like their stuff and they like will tag it for the tags that they want, like Biden, Harris and stuff like that for them to get their, what is it called? The algorithm. Yeah, the algorithm to start showing them stuff that actually applies to them rather than stuff that like they don't agree with and things like that.
And so I have a question. Is TikTok just one whole like feed of everyone and like it just shows you stuff that matches your algorithm, or do you
so you have you can look through your page that you're following people. You can look through your For You page, which is like the algorithm page, and then you can look at the Discover page.
Okay, that's nice. It has an algorithm page because I also feel like Instagram on their Discover page, they try to show you stuff you're interested in, but I never see stuff I like. It's just all influencers and it makes me feel bad about myself.
It's always stuff that I like. For me, like it's
really
clothes and it's a lot. It's mostly people with curly hair and how to like take care of it.
Well, that's nice. Mine is clothes. Like I like the clothes, but I just, it's just not good for my self-esteem.
Well, get on TikTok and you'll see. It's like my favorite social media now, I'd have to say.
And what's the
Night
handle?
Classy Pod, I think. Let me check. That's a really
You don't know
question.
our own handle.
It's either Night Classy or Night Classy Pod. Yeah, it's Night Classy Podcast.
Okay, so it's neither.
Yes.
Yes, it is those. It's Night Classy Podcast.
It's all of them.
It's all of it plus cast.
Yeah.
Also, Hayley, it's a holiday today.
What?
Happy St. Nicholas Tag. It's St. Nicholas Tag.
Wow.
And last night was Krampusnacht.
Yeah. And now we know the origins of that.
Yeah, now we know those
thing.
I know. And I feel that because my mom sent me in a package. She sent gifts to give you and Kelly. She's like, have everyone leave their shoes out because that's what you do on St. Nicholas Tog, and then you put gifts in their shoes. It's nothing exciting. It's candy. But I'll give you yours later. It is exciting. But like your face made you look really excited.
I am really excited. Your mom always sends wine, candy, and socks. Like
all
that's
the good things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no wine and socks in this one. I'm sure there might be
That's all right.
We already got the winter wine and socks, but now there's the St. Nicholas Tog chocolate. And Alec came down with flu-like symptoms on Thursday, so Hayley and Kelly went and quarantined at their boyfriend's house, and then I quarantined at our house with Alex, so we haven't been around each other.
It's been sad.
Yeah, it has been sad. I've really missed you guys.
I know. I've missed you too. Tommy and I were talking about it last night. I was like, I just need interaction with, like, I like you a lot, my boyfriend, but
can we quickly just say that we all tested negative?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. So Alec came down with flu-like symptoms. They were gone within 24 hours, but he got a COVID test yesterday.
And so did we.
And we did too. And we're all negative. So it's okay. And also, like, we don't really interact with anyone but each other ever. So we're all negative.
But we usually record on Fridays. So we got tested and we quarantined for 4 days until the results could come in. So just want to make sure everyone knows we're playing it safe.
Yeah. We are being really safe.
Today's Sunday.
Today is Sunday. We usually record on Friday, but today's Sunday.
We're drinking on the day of Sabbath. Oh my God.
Sorry,
Sky Daddy.
Yeah. My bad. I think actually wine is allowed on the Sabbath, right?
Right. And it's okay. What if instead of saying my bad, if you weren't actually sorry, you're like, my good.
Stupid.
So stupid. I like it though.
I like it too. But yeah, we are being safe, and we're gonna be home. We're gonna be in Memphis over Christmas break because we're too safe to go home.
Yeah, we're down with the not sickness.
I know. We're gonna stay in our houses and not get sick and not spread a deadly sickness to other people.
Yeah, we also wear a mask.
Yes. Everywhere we go, even in the house, even when we sleep.
Yeah, and we're putting our money where our mouths are because Kat and I both have like over $500 tickets to Seattle that we're canceling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, of course, it's also a big sacrifice because I'm really sad that I'm not going to get to be with my family and I'm not going to get to go home.
Yeah, not everybody knows you live across the country.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm from Seattle.
Long time. Yeah, you can't just drive home.
No, I wish I could. Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it would literally take a day.
It would take...
going all the way through, right?
It would take like 3 days.
Oh, I thought it was like in total 24 hours.
It's probably in total more like 36
or
more.
Yeah.
It took us 4 days to drive down here when I moved, and we drove for like 11 hours a day.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's a long way. So we're not going home, but that means that gives us lots of time for night classy. So there's exciting things on the horizon.
We're doing work.
We're doing work. We're playing with all kinds of ideas and we're excited. So stay tuned.
If you want to get access to special content,
yes,
you can head over to our Patreon. Donations and sponsorship starts at just $1. There are multiple tiers, and the more cash flows, the more stuff you get to do. You could get to pick a topic. You can get our t-shirts were released on Patreon before they were out anywhere else.
Yeah, really, I think the content is great. And it really does support us. There's so much things we want to do, but we don't have the financial means to. So every Patreon donation brings us closer to the goal of doing what we really feel this podcast can be. We don't, as of right now, we're not pocketing any of the money from Patreon. It gets invested back into doing things for you guys and making new things and creating new things. So please support us if you can. We just really so appreciate it. And we got our first euro.
I know.
It was a British pound.
Oh, British pound. My bad. But yeah, so we got our first Brit.
Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome to the shit show.
Yes. Welcome, Shan. We are excited to have you. But yeah, on that, I don't have anything else. Do you?
No.
Okay, no. So
doubling down.
Yes.
I blew a .11.
And I blew a .10. So I'll be drinking more while Hayley
sit back and relax.
Her lesson. I will.
So for one of the first times ever, you and I actually talked about what one of us was going to do. Since we had that whole delay in recording, we had some more time to do our notes because, of course, it's not rare for us to procrastinate a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So what we talked about was, and if you don't watch The Bachelorette, we do, but you won't need to have watched The Bachelorette for this episode.
But also, if you don't watch The Bachelorette, you should.
Yeah, for so long, not until last year, I never watched the Bachelorette franchise, but I've been converted fully.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that.
It definitely adds something to your life.
Yeah, it does. It makes me feel good about my life. It makes me feel like I have a reason to drink on Tuesdays.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a reason to drink and hang out with each other.
Yeah,
than
and it's just a fun time. You can like really get some good jokes in there and have a great time.
Yeah. The Bachelorette for us is just like me, Tommy, and Hayley and Alec. And then sometimes Kelly and Clint like sit there and like we're just thinking of the next joke we're going to say.
When Tommy and I watched it, oh my gosh, we watched it without you guys because we were like quarantining.
That was so fucking rude. Oh, I was actually a little mad. I looked at Alec and I was like, are Hayley and I still friends?
Okay, you would have done the same thing.
But I didn't do the same
Not
thing.
This time you didn't.
But I didn't because Alec and I were like, God, we really want to watch The Bachelorette, but like we're not sure when the COVID result's going to come through. So we're not sure when we can watch it with Hayley and Tommy. And so I texted Hayley and I was like, so like, is it okay with you if we watch The Bachelorette? You and Tommy can watch it at the same time and like we'll text. And then this bitch.
I know. Okay, I meant to text you. Obviously, that did not happen. But
it didn't.
But I do remember in past conversations that you said that you think intentions do matter, and my intention was not for it to play out like it did. And you know, there was no way we were going to actually wait until COVID was confirmed not in our lives. Like,
but you could have asked permission like I did.
I could have, I should have, and I would have had I been smarter in the moment. I'm sorry.
You can look forward to your eviction paperwork because we're no longer roommates.
You're taking over my rent?
Or co-hosts.
What?
I'm going rogue.
Oh my God.
I'm taking Alec and we're starting our own show. We already talked about the idea for our own podcast. So bye.
Wow. Okay.
Just kidding.
Well, you got the breakup on camera, so
yeah.
Post it to not TikTok because you don't know how to fucking use it.
Well, you don't know how to record a podcast.
That's
true.
My
boyfriend does.
That's true. Actually, Tommy did tell me, he was like, hey, in case like Alec does have COVID or something, what we could do is we could take the task cam and we can record it here. And I have mics and everything. And then we can just send him the audio and it'll be like the same.
That's cool.
So he was like stepping up.
Yeah, we got a backup plan. We got two techie boyfriends.
Yeah. So if the perks aren't good enough one day, we can.
What if we like our friendship broke up and then we each like made our boyfriends produce like a solo podcast for each of us and like we had like huge beef and talk shit about each other.
That would be really funny. And honestly, it sounds a little fun.
It does. We should start like a Patreon show where we each have a solo podcast where we roast the other one.
Yeah, we should. Oh my God. I could never listen to yours though because like I'm sensitive. I don't like to like own up to that, but I know
both of our feelings get hurt really easily.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't go over well. Maybe we can roast Alec and Tommy.
Ooh.
As if that doesn't already happen on every episode.
Now we can just monetize it. We can like do Instagram polls like, okay, what should we make fun of this week? This or this? Or this?
We
could do this too. That would be fun.
Alec and I have been tossing around ideas of like a second Patreon show. Right now it's going to be tough because like even doing the substitute episodes once a month, sometimes we're in a time crunch, but maybe like a quarterly bonus show on something else. We'll talk.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Donate to Patreon.
Yes.
Most importantly.
Yeah. We want to do more for you guys, and we're truly trying.
Oh yeah.
It's just tough being teachers during a pandemic and having a podcast.
All we do is try.
Yeah. We try so hard. You guys don't even know.
That's so true. I would do that voice, but I don't have anything else to say. Like, that's just it. Like,
we try.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Please.
You guys are doing great. I'll be your hype man.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, are we ready to actually start
so
this
sorry
lesson?
to derail this.
Yeah,
this
that was
be
like a soft open to the actual lesson. Okay. You're like, psych. All right, so we are talking about a supposedly haunted hotel, La Quinta
You mean the La
Resort.
Quinta?
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That was my joke. I said it before we started recording.
And then I said it on the air.
Wow, I wonder who got more laughs. Definitely you, because you said it on the air. But I'm glad that I was able to provide that joke for you.
Thank you.
Flattery is... What is flattery? What's the
copying?
saying? Flattery is copying. Okay. Well, anyway, La Quinta, or La Quinta, if you want to Americanize it, is a resort in Palm Springs, and that is where they're filming The Bachelorette 2020. And that's, of course, because of a precaution for COVID and... Sorry, I had no idea what this next note said. I did not use proper grammar. Okay, so they are using this resort, La Quinta, and they have to create all of these dates within the resort because they can't go off. They can't have anyone coming in or out. So we've seen a lot of like arts and crafts. There was strip dodgeball, scavenger hunts. And on the most recent episode, as to when we're recording, of course, there's another one coming out this week. But Tayshia, the Bachelorette, and one contestant, Easy, they go on a little spooky date at the resort. So today we're going to dig deeper into the creepy details that they don't cover on The Batch. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm so ready. This happened. I was watching it. And I wrote this down as a topic I wanted to do, but then I already had a topic for this week and I was like, it's probably better if we do this as soon as possible. And I texted Hayley and she already had that same idea. So
mind melded.
Yeah.
Complete
Complete mind meld.
You're wearing your Hose for Science shirt. I went to wear my Hose for Science shirt and it wasn't at Tommy's house.
Yeah.
So,
and in the car, I just had a feeling. I'm like, Hayley's thinking about wearing her Hose for Science shirt. I bet we're going to show up in the same shirt.
We would have.
I mean, we would have. Yeah. We spend too much time together.
Or not enough.
I'm ready for a separation. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm coming the second breakup in the last 5 minutes.
I really am angry about The Bachelor, but it's okay.
Okay. Well, we're talking about it right now. We get to debrief all of it.
Okay.
And we don't even have to wait that long for the next one. All right. So La Quinta is an area in California. It was once covered. We're going way back, like hundreds of years back. It was once covered by the Pacific Ocean. And then that happened after the floor of the Coachella Valley.
Whoa.
Ever heard of it?
I literally didn't know that was a real place.
Me either. I thought Coachella was just a music festival.
Someone just made that up.
100%. It's so much more.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is...
What a meaningful experience.
I'm like 45% sure that these facts are from a .org. So
wow.
Yeah, I could check, but I'm not going to do that right now because I would lose my place.
Okay.
All right. So the Coachella Valley sank. The Colorado River ended up flowing into the Gulf of California, doing a little switcheroony. A little slippery river.
Sneaky river.
And it formed a large delta fan. I don't know what this is. And I'm looked it up and I read things about it and I still don't know and I'm not confident in explaining what it is.
A delta fan?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Despite our lack of knowledge.
Scientist.
I know, right? I might be a hoe for science, but I'm not the science.
I'm not the science.
Be the science. Eat the science. Ho for science. Anyway, silt basin deposits started growing, and then the basin was cut off from the ocean, and that meant that mountains grew on either side, taller and taller. Mm-hmm. And then the Colorado switched up its course again, and it flooded, which created a lake, Kalia. The Kalia tribe, they're Native Americans, hunters and gatherers. They were the first ancestors in the La Quinta area. And fun fact, they were one of the few Native American tribes who dug wells, and their peoples are still around today. So fast forward some time, not 100% sure how much time, but some amount of years, the first trains are scheduled to go between
covered by the Pacific Ocean. A couple hundred years later, trains.
Yeah, we have the ocean receding. We have
Mountains,
Native Americans drinking wells. And now there's trains.
Listen, I'm here for the broad strokes, not the specifics. I'm here for the Pacific, not the specifics. Yeah, but as you said, the first trains are scheduled to go between Los Angeles and Indio, which is right near La Quinta, and that was in 1876. So like I said, sometime after the oceans created mountains.
Got it.
And since there were trains going, farmers could transport their crops. They had veggies, melons, citrus, California things. And La Quinta had the perfect climate for growing things like dates, sweet corn, Bermuda onions. No clue what that is. Thompson seedless grapes. Seems self-explanatory, but what is it really? I don't know.
I can't picture one in my head. Is it red? Is it green?
Is it purple?
Purple?
There's no way to know. Let us know if you know.
Okay. Is it the cotton candy kind?
Oh my God, those are so good.
They're so good.
Who sells them? Aldi? Or is it Trader Joe's?
I've seen them at Kroger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
They don't always have them, but sometimes they do.
Delicacy.
Got a little, it's a big delicacy.
So since there were trains and stuff and they're starting to see more commerce, trips to the desert became easier for those in Los Angeles. And so they started doing it more often. Let's go take a trip to the desert, see what it's like on the other side of the tracks. And so what we now know as La Quinta Resort from Bachelorette, it becomes Hotel La Quinta, which was opened in 1926. Eventually, it ended up being visited by many rich and famous people. More background on the name. La Quinta means the fifth in Spanish, but also Quinta is a large estate or plantation with a dwelling house. So fitting.
It's a pun. I like it.
It's a pun?
Yeah, because it means the fifth, and then it also means like a big house.
What does the fifth mean then?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe it's not a pun.
You're like, isn't a pun just like something interesting you don't understand?
Yeah, I'm like, I get it. No, I don't.
Oh, it's a pun. I'm gonna say that
I just assumed that the fifth meant something that I didn't know.
Oh, I don't know what it means, and I couldn't find anything. Every time I searched like meaning of La Quinta Resort name, it like all it gave me was like, it means the fifth. Also a plantation.
Yeah. That's probably the thing they were going for, like a big sprawling plantation.
Can I say a pun I heard earlier?
Yeah.
You said the valley was good for growing dates.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like a one-on-one.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
A 2-on-2.
Oh.
With Bennett and Noah.
+1 is Quinta.
+3 is Quinta. 5. Math.
2-on-2 +1.
Oh, 1-on-2.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, you said Bennett and Noah, which is 2 people. And I didn't know who the other people were.
I just like how we were going 1-on-2, 2-on-2, 2-on-2, Quinta. Hey, that's not 5.
It's a pun.
I know what a pun is. Apparently I don't.
I know what a pun is. For example, La Quinta. See? I know.
Get it? Get it?
Why aren't you laughing? La Quinta was founded by a San Francisco businessman, Walter Morgan. And the town La Quinta actually did not become incorporated until 1982. And it was named after the hotel. And La Quinta is one of only 2 hotels on the West Coast to have a town named after it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So they did switch the name in like the 80s. So when it originally opened, it was Hotel La Quinta. It featured 6 guest casitas, and then they built up 14 more like quickly after they opened. I think they're just trying to get open as soon as possible. But it featured an open air glassed-in dining room, 3 courtyards, and it was on 1,400 acres of land. So a lot of space. Some might call it a quinta. It cost $150,000 in 1926, and I knew someone was going to ask, how much is that in 2020?
I wasn't.
We know who it would be. It'd be me.
Well, guess who doesn't give a crap? Me, because I knew someone would.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So you didn't look it up.
I did. It's 2.1 million.
Oh.
I don't care that you don't care. I'm
like,
not crying. You are.
I'm like, Dear Diary, they're starting to rebel.
It's a revolution.
Dear patrons, please donate to us. We need couples therapy.
We should go to a couples counseling session, you and I, and record it and put it on Patreon.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely do that. Should we like we're faking out the therapist?
Yeah, like we say we're a couple.
Okay.
And see what she says.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. And we can like talk about Alec and Tommy like on the side. And she like,
and she just thinks they're like our alter egos.
Yeah. All right. Put that one in the books. We'll get it done. Maybe. Anyway, Walter Morgan, the founder of this hotel and resort, he brings golf to the area. They have the area's first 9-hole course, which also I don't really know how much golf was in the area since it's the fucking desert, but it was very popular. It was open to the public for a daily fee of $1. Which would now be $13, but I'm sure it's much more expensive because they now host all kinds of golf tournaments, and the resort becomes very popular amongst Hollywood's finest for just what one of the websites said, a desert escape.
Wow.
So it's hot. You could spot people there like Greta Garbo, Clark Gable, Shirley Temple. And it truly became renowned for its golf amenities. It would go on to host professional golfers. None of them I know, so it doesn't really matter. Presidents would go to play golf there, like Eisenhower, and they would host PGA golf tournaments, and they had courses and stuff.
Cool.
I don't know. PGA is professional golf or something. Professional Golf Association.
I know one golfer, and his name is Tiger Woods.
Yep. I know that golfer too.
Wow, crazy.
Oh my God.
What a coincidence.
Maybe we just know famous people.
Maybe.
So it's going really well. But in 1931, Walter Morgan dies. An attorney and La Quinta investor, BJ Barter, takes ownership. Some other stuff happens between 1931 when he died. Walter Morgan died, and now. So they actually closed their doors in 1942 and remained closed for the remainder of World War II. But they did, of course, end up reopening. It had a ton of owners throughout the years. In the 50s, it was sold to this guy, Leonard Edelson, and he painted the hotel pink because it was his wife's favorite color.
Aw, and it looks cute pink. It's still pink, isn't it? It's like a corally color, right?
Oh, I thought it was white now. I think they repainted it. Yeah.
Why am I imagining it as like a coral?
Because your memory disturbs you.
Probably. I am very drunk.
Yay! Woo! So enough about old La Quinta. Let's talk about La Quinta Resort now. It's host to not only one, but 2 bachelorettes in 2020 for its 16th season. We have, of course, the infamous Claire, whatever her last name is, and Tayshia.
Yes,
we like Tayshia.
We like
very
Tayshia.
much. So fast forward through all of this other stuff that happened. And I'm talking about the hotel, not like, I mean, of course, in Bachelorette too. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So let's talk about the date that inspired this whole lesson. So Tayshia, the Bachelorette, takes Easy, one of the contestants, out on their very first one-on-one date. And the whole objective of the date is to hunt ghosts around the resort. And the whole date is set up by them reading a pamphlet about the founder of the hotel, Walter Morgan. The pamphlet tells them about how Morgan lost his wife, Sophia Eleanor Crellin Morgan, in childbirth. and that guests have apparently reported hearing cries of a baby and whimpering around the resort, but especially around the library where Morgan worked. So, of course, they go around the whole resort. They go in several rooms and like do their, ghost hunting. And they had equipment like a thermographic device. They had their night vision cameras. Some of it, if not all of it, was definitely rigged by the crew of The Bachelorette.
Definitely all of it.
100% all of it was rigged. But, it was just for the date, for the drama. I would say the scariest part of the date was probably when like Tayshia sent Easy home pretty much immediately after he said that he was falling in love with her.
Oh my God.
I think it's probably related to accusations against him from sexual assault. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the whole thing was just, I think, a fun way to like have the history of the hotel in the show and also easily dismiss Easy.
Yeah, it was fun. And like, thank God he went home. Also, like, I wish I didn't know he had these allegations against him when I watched it, because it made it less enjoyable, because I was just like, get rid of him. Like,
I don't even make him go away.
Yeah. He did have some good reactions.
Yeah.
He seemed very scared.
He was matching her energy, like he said.
Yeah.
There was lots of screaming and whatever. But there's been a lot of questions as to whether this is like true or not. Like, is the place actually haunted? Who is this Walter Morgan guy actually real? ABC, for the record, has allegedly investigated the accusations against Easy, and they did investigate the hauntings of the hotel, but they did not actually give us all of the details. So I'm going to give you the details.
On Easy or on the hotel?
On the hotel,
okay.
not on Easy.
Like, oh no.
I do not want to get into that. Yeah, we're not, no, we're not going down that road. But we will go down the La Quinta resort road. So in 1930, there was a census, of course, that tells us that Morgan was a widower. So we know that his wife did die, but there is a double haunting at the hotel. Walter Morgan himself battled tuberculosis and ended up having some financial issues. He died by suicide in 1931. And if you or anyone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, the number you can call is 1-800-273-8255. So that's pretty much all I could find about like how he died by suicide. And we don't really know where it is. Like, I read a little bit of his obituary and things like that. I don't have much more information or
I
details.
hope it was in fucking Bennett's room and he like menaces him every night. I hate Bennett.
Well, there are some theories as to where he died. Okay. So many people have reported these hauntings that they see around the resort. There's a tall man with a large hat who's been spotted roaming the hotel. He's been spotted posted at the foot of people's beds. Yeah. And he's been spotted just gazing out a window, kind of solemn. There's also been a woman spotted wearing a white gown, and she has been spotted just gliding through the resort. Some people have reported hearing whispers of a child outside in the corridors, and rumors cycle around that one of the bell towers on the resort was the site of a suicide. And some people say that it was a guest who took their life there. Some people say it was an employee. I think maybe it was Morgan. There are 3 bell towers on the property. You can see the one I'm talking about there. And we'll probably post this to Instagram.
It looks like a robot.
It does look like a robot from this angle. One investigative, it was Palm Springs paranormal investigation team has visited La Quinta. And I really like the attitude they take about it, because they take it seriously, but they also take it not seriously. They're like, we encourage any skeptics to come along. Like, we're just here to see what we can see and try to be open-minded. So I got a lot of this information from their multiple visits to this location. But more about this bell tower. So one of the members of this group was particularly drawn to this one bell tower, and they went to it, and she said it felt very heavy, very sad. And when she asked if there was anyone there who would like to talk, the whole group believes that they heard a sigh or a breathy no. And they were all like, I swear it wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. But they're also like, it could have been one of us. Yeah. So there's that about the bell tower. After the bell tower, they moved on to the grounds, and one of the team members felt something touch her shoulder. And there have been plenty of people who have reported hearing noises coming from inside the casitas. But the thing about this area is that all of the casitas in this section are unused now. They just use them for seasonal storage. So they used to hold like many private large parties, but people hear like rumblings and like things going on in these unused casitas.
Ooh, creepy.
Yeah.
Can I tell a quick anecdote?
Yeah, please do.
Yesterday I was in my bathroom in the bath, and then I started like hearing like weird noises like right next to me, and our house possum was like crawling around in the walls like right next to / under the bathtub.
That makes us sound so ratchet. Yeah, it does. Our house possum. We need to give him a name. What's his name?
Fairway Frank.
Fairway Frank.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You named him.
We live in like a 120-year-old house, so it's not our fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time's fault.
Yeah.
Where was I here in my notes?
Could you give a brief description of the bell tower it's a robot?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a very typical like California, like what do you call that type of architecture? Like Pueblo, and it has like those like red shingled ceramic roof, and then it's like a square up over it, and it almost looks like a Chinese pagoda, like the way that the roof is like sticking off the top, and then there's like a big archway cut out where the bell is inside.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry. Choked on my wine. Excuse me. So during their visit to the resort, there were about 30 pictures taken. They went through them all, and they think that about 3 of them could maybe have some evidence of paranormal activity. So Alec, if you could go to the next one, this picture, the cameraman swears the camera was still when it was taken.
Ooh, yeah. It's like a corner that's outside in like a courtyard, and there's a lantern, and then there's like it's kind of like blurry, and there's a stream of light from the lantern like shooting up at the sky, and it's like a little bit distorted. That is creepy if that's real.
Yeah, nothing else around it is blurred.
Yeah. It's just like,
at least not like that is.
Yeah, it's like the light from the lantern is like shooting up at the sky.
Yeah.
That is very weird.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also this video in the corridors of the hotel.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's scary.
I know.
So it's like it's like pretty dark, and then you can see like a light next to a door, and it's illuminating just like the area around it, and then you see a really dark shadow like stream like float past it really fast. It like floats past toward the camera,
and it's not even touching the ground.
Yeah, it's not touching the ground, and it doesn't look like a bug because it's really big.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
right?
spooky.
Yeah. So there are lots of instances, LOL, of these little things that happen, or big things like that I'd be pretty freaked out about that. Yeah. There are several reports of loud typewriting noises, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's like the library where Morgan worked. There's a lot of activity around and in there. Another really weird thing that happens is that the security lines will ring at 3:10 in the morning periodically, and no one is ever on the other line.
Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, being a security guard would be scary enough.
Yeah, I don't need paranormal activity all up in my job.
Yeah, no ma'am.
One psychic reports that several young spirits are in the resort, and she says that they're very playful, but it's almost as if they're on vacation at the resort too.
That's fun.
Like they're at peace, they're in the resort, and they never have ever told her why they're there and why they won't pass through. She's
if
like,
I were a ghost, that's where I'd want to be.
Heck
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get like new people to play with all the time as visitors come in and out. Yeah, it'd be super fun. But everyone who's been there and experienced this paranormal activity, at least from what I've read in my research, they say it's a general peaceful feeling. And that is a brief history on La Quinta Resort.
That was great. I'm so glad that you did that because I wanted to look it up myself and then never got around to it. So thank you so much, Hayley.
You're welcome. It was very fun. My sources are laquinta.gov, laquintaresort.com, findagrave.com, and cvindependent.com.
All right. Well, thank you. And let's hear a word from our sponsor and we'll be right back. So I don't know if you know this, Hayley, but like we're getting really down to the wire when it comes to Christmas shopping.
Oh my gosh, it's so stressful.
I know that like I literally wake up every day and I'm like panicked.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, I still need to do this and I don't have any money.
And then I just don't think about it.
Yeah. But like luckily for me, we have an awesome sponsor and like I know they're our sponsor and like, but I'm literally going to buy Ralphie and Alice for several people on my list because it's just like, it's literally that good.
It's so easy too. They ship it right to you. It comes in a cute little package so you don't really even have to wrap anything yourself.
Yeah. It is like, first of all, it's winter time. Like we talked about last time we made an ad and like our lips are getting dry. Our skin is getting dry. Ralphie and Alice is a organic lip balm, uber moisturizing.
And it's vegan and cruelty free. So that's huge. They really are mindful about what goes into their product and they really care about their customers. And I'm so glad we've been able to be their customers and have a sponsorship with them because we really support what they're behind. And the product is just so good. Everyone has probably their card chapstick, their room chapstick, like all that. I can put my Ralphie and Alice on at the beginning of the day and then do a little touch up at lunch. And it's not like I'm having to constantly reapply. Although I could if I wanted to. It's very nice.
It is truly so moisturizing. And you know what I was thinking about doing is like getting someone the 4-pack that comes in the cute little box with all the stickers and then buying the tote bag. And the tote bag is so cute. And then I could put the 4-pack box in the tote bag and then put tissue paper in it. And then it just like makes this amazing gift. And like you said, like they stand behind things we stand behind. They're super sustainable. And for every tote bag you buy, they plant a tree. And so like you can get it for your friend who cares about that. And then it's like a double gift. It's just the best.
That's it. It's a Ralphie and
Ralphie and Allie.
Ralphie and Alice, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, holiday season.
Yes.
All the things.
It truly is. And if you're interested in buying it as a gift for someone or for a gift for yourself, which I recommend, you can head to ralphieandalice.com and use our promo code NIGHTCLASSY. There is no spaces, just the name of this podcast, and get 15% off your order. You won't find this deal anywhere else. It is special for our listeners.
Enjoy.
Kiss, dry lips, goodbye.
Mwah.
Welcome to Miss Barnhart's room. And I feel like I just need to get into it because this is a lot. I'm nervous to do this one because it's so
You're giving off nervous
crazy.
energy.
I have some nervous energy.
Refrain.
So this is a big story. It starts with a 13-year-old girl getting the most downvotes in YouTube history. And it ends with Post Malone fearing for his life on like a live YouTube broadcast.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's a wild ride. So Hayley, it's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. But it's actually not Friday. It's Sunday. You look confused. Should I sing it?
No,
Friday.
No, please, no. God, no.
Friday was a 2011 song that became an overnight hit. The music video was the most watched video on YouTube in 2011 with 180 million views. That is more views than actual Fridays in recorded history.
Wow.
And like I said, it's the most hated video on YouTube with the most downvotes. That year, it made it on iTunes top 20 sales charts and charted at 58 in the United States and at 60 in the UK. Friday was sung, as we know, by the 13-year-old Rebecca Black of Anaheim Hills, California. Rebecca was really into music. She hoped for a career in music someday. She auditioned for school musicals. She went to summer camps. She sang publicly in a patriotic group called Celebration USA. And Rebecca was really interested in this career. And so her mom wanted her to gain some experience in the music industry. So in the fall of 2010, she paid Arc Music $2,000 for a package that included 2 songs written for Rebecca. And she got to choose which song she was going to do.
Okay.
And then they were also going to shoot and fully produce a music video like we saw.
For $2,000?
Yes.
Wow, that's not expensive.
No, it is not. It is not expensive. And another article I saw said $4,000, but it was between 2 and 4. That's the packages that Arc Music
puts together. Okay.
Yes. The first song Arc Music offered was a love song. I think it was called Superwoman, but it was a very like mature adult love song, and Rebecca was 13, and so like it didn't really resonate with her. She instead opted for the song she could relate to that was called Friday. It was about hanging out with your friends and partying.
Wait, was she 13 in the video?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, maybe I'm not remembering it right, but she looked more like 16.
Yeah, she definitely looked more mature. But yeah, she was only 13.
Wow.
From there, of course, we are blessed with the Friday music video. So most people, as we know, watched and listened to it, not because they liked the song, but because they loved to hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Publicity is publicity. There's no mistaking that.
That's true. But unfortunately, Rebecca was only 13, and this love-hate relationship we all had with Friday led to extreme online bullying of the 8th grader, Rebecca Black, and her friends who appeared in the video with her. One extra, Benny Kinkle, she was in the video. She was the girl, and she was like hanging out of the sunroof or something. And she was the one on, I think she was on the left. She wore pink and was kind of like dancing awkwardly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so she became like a meme. People like really, like they called her the girl in pink or like the awkward girl in pink, and like memed her. Like there was relentless bullying.
We need to do like a "Where Are They Now" meme edition.
Yeah, we should. And we'll talk about where Rebecca is now a little bit. But she was bullied so badly. She started a nonprofit called the Girl in Pink Foundation to prevent teen suicide.
Whoa.
Yeah. And Rebecca Black, of course, was also mercilessly bullied by internet trolls. Why are you laughing, Hayley?
I'm looking at one of the memes.
Oh yeah, she is dancing really awkwardly.
Did you? Where's the caption?
The caption says "white people" and it's a gif of this girl dancing, which I mean, accurate, but
yeah,
like she was 13. Come on, I mean, I still dance like that, and I'm 23, so
yeah, age has nothing to do with the ability to dance.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for the girl.
Yeah,
I think back to those like middle school dances, and
I'm sure they never expected this to blow up like it did.
Not at all.
Your friend's like, hey, my dad got this like company, they're gonna record us and it's gonna look good, I'm gonna lip sync, like, do you want to be in the video? You're like, yeah, it's exciting. Where's my glitter eyeshadow?
Right, you think it's gonna be a fun thing for you and your friends. My friends and I, when I think we were in like 9th grade, we shot a music video for like, not a music video obviously, but like we made ourselves a music video to Katy Perry's California Girls.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And we were all like in my friend Amanda's hot tub that night, and so like I was in like this horrifying like neon pastel like Hurley bikini and like dancing, and my hair was so frizzy and I had braces and acne all over my face, and like that still haunts me to this day.
Classic. Please tell me it was never posted.
It was posted, but I think it has since been removed from Facebook. But like I just can't imagine being this age and then a video of you dancing blows up on the internet and people are making fun of you.
Yeah.
And like not just making fun of you, but telling you to kill yourself and telling you like horrible things, like beyond just making fun of you. Now, I guess joke's on them because Rebecca is a flawlessly beautiful queen. I looked at her Instagram and holy shit, I just stared at pictures of her on Instagram for like an hour yesterday. Have you seen her?
No.
Look her up right now. She is gorgeous and has the coolest style. She has blue hair and bangs and like she just looks amazing. Like it's painful to look at her.
Bangs.
Me too.
But I can't do. Oh my God.
Yeah, she is
flawless.
She's
serving looks. Oh wow. Yeah, the bangs work.
Yeah,
for her.
She looks amazing. She seems to be doing better now. her first post on her Instagram, I think she rejoined Instagram this year. And so her first post is from February, and you can find her at Miss Rebecca Black. And it was a mirror selfie of her in 2020. And then you swipe to see her 13-year-old self from the Friday video.
Oh.
And the caption, it was really long. I'm not going to read it. But it basically describes like the horrifying bullying she experienced after Friday, not only on the internet, but in person at her school. And then, of course, like she still had these dreams of being in the music industry, but no one would work with her because she's just the Friday girl.
That is so unfortunate. And to think like she was just trying to do something that she liked and that she was passionate about.
Yeah.
And people shat on her.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, I probably
I definitely did. Yeah. But like you don't think about it because
it's not a real person because it's on the internet.
Yes, but she is a real person. Luckily, like that Instagram caption reflected that she's now reached a place of stability and self-love, but it was a really long road to get here. So we're glad Rebecca's doing better, but ultimately this story is not about her.
What if this was just a story that you told to like for no reason?
Just threw this in.
You're like, yeah, I thought that was crazy, right? Okay, on to the lesson.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to tell you about. I'm just glad for Queen Rebecca. She's doing so much better. But no, this is a story about Patrice Wilson. He is the producer of that Friday video. Patrice was the co-founder of Arc Music, and of course he achieved overnight celebrity with the release of the Friday video, which he can also be seen rapping in. Do you remember he's like driving in the car, like rapping and smiling through the passenger window? Okay, well it's a scene for sure. RB
Rebecca Black. So chilling in the front side, in the backseat, I'm driving, cruising, fast lane.
Is that one of the stipulations, is that you have to have one of the co-founders of Arc Music in your video?
I don't know if it's in the contract, but he's in like most of his videos.
Weird.
Yeah. What Arc Music did was produce songs and music videos for children to star in. So parents would do exactly what Rebecca's mom did, which is pay Patrice and his partner Clarence J at Arc Music between $2,000 and $4,000 to create a video for their child. And according to Patrice, the service is, quote, very amazing. You get everything. You even get lunch. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like,
give me the lunch.
Get you the lunch. It's just like something that like they branded as being like fun for kids. And it probably was really fun for the kids. And like you pointed out earlier, Hayley, these are really cheap prices for what they're offering.
Yeah. But also like, it's probably like the thing that rich parents would do for their kids. Like it's definitely not like a typical birthday present type deal.
Yeah. It's expensive for a present for a kid,
but for an actual music video. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super cheap. And it includes lunch.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
I wonder what they ate for lunch.
Probably tuna salad, a sandwich.
Gross.
A bag of chips and water.
Probably something like that. And like these prices were pretty cheap. Like granted, the extras in the video were usually like the kids' friends and like they were usually shot at their house. There wasn't like a ton of production quality, but like still they're writing songs and making these music videos for pretty cheap. And Patrice claims that this is because he wanted to give more people access to this kind of service. How noble.
Where are they based out of?
LA.
Okay.
But Patrice maintains ownership of all the videos he makes and rights to the songs. So like that's kind of the trade-off here. He posts them on YouTube. He gets all the YouTube monetization. So he's making money in other ways.
The kids just get to do something fun.
Exactly.
And their parents pay for it.
They pay for it. But like, and Rebecca Black ended up suing him for the rights to Friday and she won. So
nice.
she did okay with this, but most people didn't. Patrice was born in South Africa. He later spent time in Eastern Europe where he rapped under the stage name Pato.
What does Pato mean?
I don't know. It's just a weird
pun.
thing. It's a pun. It means it's super creepy and super exploitative.
Wow, your namesake, you really live up to it, don't you?
He sure did. It was around 2010 that he began creating music videos for teens and preteens, especially teen and preteen girls.
Ugh.
Yeah. These videos at first didn't get much attention. I watched one of his really early videos. It was called My Reflection, and it was sung by another girl named Rebecca. It wasn't anything special. It was a girl, like a normal, like 12-year-old looking girl in her bedroom, and she was holding a hair comb and using it as a microphone and like singing to herself in the mirror. And then like her reflection in the mirror was like a movie star version of her, like globetrotting and just like sitting in like a director's seat looking fly, and like,
I have goosebumps. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a breathtakingly beautiful.
We've all been there.
Definitely, we can relate.
I get a flashback to me like dancing inappropriately at 7 years old to Britney Spears. Like, I'm a slave for you.
Oh my gosh.
That happened.
Yeah, I'm sure Patrice would love to create that video for you. Once Patrice made Friday and comedians like Michael John Nelson and Daniel Tosh brought attention to it, of course, Patrice's career took off. And so did the content of his videos. What followed was a succession of music videos starring usually about 11-year-old girls. These videos usually have like an absurd premise, like something that's so weird to even sing about, kind of like Friday, but a lot of times like even weirder. And the lyrics are usually catchy, cheesy, heavily auto-tuned, exactly like Friday, very like earworms.
Yeah, so he has like an equation. He's like, okay, I need an underage girl. I need a... You're spot on. The main thing is 11-year-old girls.
The main thing is 11-year-old girls. And you were spot on. He was trying to mimic Friday. So he started producing all these videos that just get progressively weirder. And they're clearly intended to get the same kind of reaction that Friday did. Like, people are like, oh my God, this is so fucking weird and so strange. Like, this is going to go viral, and then he gets the money from YouTube.
That's like the same logic as like, okay, I'm going to switch my password. This one is so weird and crazy. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And then you always forget it and your video never goes viral.
Exactly. So he like increasingly relied on this shock value. And of course, he's also exploiting these little girls. Like, we saw what happened to Rebecca Black and the girls in her video. It's not a healthy thing for unsuspecting 11 or 12-year-olds to get this kind of attention on the internet. But Patrice obviously didn't care. And even worse, these very young girls starring in these videos were often heavily sexualized. They also made allusions to things like drugs, alcohol, sex work, and more.
And they probably didn't even know they were doing it.
They didn't. But like, their parents certainly did. So like, you're going to be infuriated when I start talking about these videos. And it's like, where were these girls' parents? And why did they sign off on this? It's insane. And like, even like, not even crazier, but like, also, what the fuck? They usually feature Patrice rapping with the girls, dancing with the girls.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's so weird. And
it's like if you went to a bakery and you're like, I need a happy birthday cake for my sister. And then they put their face on the cake along with like, happy birthday, sister.
Yeah. And like, I don't know why he put himself in these videos. I mean, I have my theories.
He's a narcissist.
Or he liked being close to these little girls, because in some of these videos he's cuddling them, tickling them.
Ew.
Yeah, it's very, very, very creepy. So I watched a lot of these videos, and I feel like I need to throw my computer away so I don't get arrested. Some of them are really, really bad.
Oh, is this? I remember you sent me a Snapchat. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is what that was. That. Okay.
And I'm going to recap some of my, I don't want to say favorites, but like the ones that stuck out.
Eyebrow raising.
Yes. So one that he did pretty soon after Friday is called It's Thanksgiving. And it was, it was written for 11-year-old Nicole Westbrook. The chorus goes, oh, it's Thanksgiving. We are going to have a good time. We are going to have a good time. With the turkey, hey, mashed potatoes, hey, we are going to have a good time. And that's the chorus. It's basically an exact ripoff of Friday, but instead they're singing about Thanksgiving. But the video is so much weirder.
What if it just opens, someone like inserting a turkey baster into the turkey?
I mean, you're not far off the mark.
Oh no.
I mean, like the very beginning.
All right, so she's looking at a calendar. She's picking up her marker. She marks off. She's like, oh, it's Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day. And then from her marking off the calendar, it goes to her sitting on the edge of her bed. And she's staring into the camera, like kind of like it looks like she's trying to like look into the camera longingly, but she's 11. So, you know.
She doesn't know what longingly is.
No. And she's singing about how she's thankful for someone. I believe she's like, I should like say how thankful I am for you. And like on her bed, looking at the camera.
Her shirt says dance until dawn.
Yeah. But like the whole thing with this little girl on the bed, like she looks like she's trying to be sexy. It's very off-putting. And from there, like it cuts in between her singing on the bed and like between that and her making like a Thanksgiving meal and then serving it to her friends. And then there's also a montage of her and her friends celebrating other holidays throughout the year. Meanwhile, Patrice is dressed as a turkey and he joins the Thanksgiving dinner with the children. And
he's like, gobble me, swallow me.
Oh my God.
Drip down the side of me.
You can see Patrice. Alex playing the video.
Wow, look at her shirt. Oh my God.
Look at Patrice.
Yeah, he pops up. Oh no.
Yeah.
And bopping with what?
He's bopping. And like the creepy thing about these videos is they're made to look like in this world the children are the adults. Like she's in the kitchen, like I think she has an apron on making dinner, but like she's clearly a little kid.
She's wearing an inappropriate amount of makeup. In my opinion, for her age, I would feel gross.
A lot of makeup. And she's like serving, like we're supposed to believe that the child is an adult. In this video, she's wearing a lot of makeup.
Yeah,
she's serving
she's
dinner.
answering the door.
Mm-hmm. And then Patrice is the only real adult in the videos. And so it's just kind of off-putting. Like he looks very much like he should not be there.
Yeah, just a little out of place.
Just a little out of place. At one point, Nicole uses a turkey leg as a microphone and she's singing at the table. And then about midway through, the lovely little white girl, Nicole, breaks out into a rap, which I'm going to perform for you.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Yo, it's Thanksgiving, giving, and I'm trying to be forgiving. Nothing is forbidden. You know, I gotta give my thanks to you and you and you. Can't be hateful. Gotta be grateful. Can't be hateful. Mashed potatoes on my table. I got ribs smelling up my neighbor's cribs. All right. Can't deny. Having good times. We'll be laughing till we cry. So it's, it's high quality.
You rehearsed that? Is that what you rehearsed?
I rehearsed this whole lesson because I was like, I got to do a good job.
You're killing it.
Thank you. So this one's a little weird, obviously, as you just saw in that video. She's singing on the bed. Patrice is partying with 11-year-olds, but like these videos just progressively get more and more shocking and more towing the line until he just runs over the line. In 2013, Patrice starts making videos for 10-year-old Allison Gold. And
10 years old.
10 years old. And Allison Gold like becomes our muse. She's in a lot of these videos. This starts with a song and video called Skip Rope, which is sung by Allison and her friend Stacy. And like, I gotta be honest, like this song bops. And this is a video. The video is shot. It's supposed to look like a rap video. It's these two girls in a city and they're teaching the listener how to do a dance called the Skip Rope. And it goes, skip rope, let me see you do the skip rope. And so they're doing this dance and like also like I really think that we should learn this dance and make a TikTok to this song.
Yeah.
You see them doing it? It looks pretty easy.
Yeah, we could do that.
Mm-hmm. And so
I mean, if a 10-year-old can do it, we can probably do it.
Definitely. And they're partying in an alley and like doing this dance. There's like all these kids that join them. They're dressed in like leather jackets and like neon hoodies and tights. And it just looks like they're trying to be in a rap video. But I compiled a list of disturbing details about this video that I noticed. First of all, throughout the video, these kids are buying candy from a little boy on a street corner.
And obviously we know what the candy means.
We know what the candy means, especially because do you want to guess what kind of candy they're buying? So we see some chocolate bars in his shirt, but the next frame is the girl saying, no, we don't want chocolate bars. And then he opens his jacket.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. What is that called? I don't even remember.
It's a pixie stick.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's like these pixie sticks in a Ziploc bag. And so we all know that that's a reference to cocaine because pixie sticks are powdery and white. And then at one point in the video, a girl buys rock candy.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that's meth if you need us to spell it out for you.
Where are their parents?
That's my question.
Or crack rocks.
Yeah. And there's also, if we're sticking with the pixie stick theme, there's a montage of different little girls, and they have these giant pixie sticks in their hands, and they're holding them over their face, shaking them onto their faces, and there's white powder going all over their faces and into their open mouths.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's really bad.
Really, really bad.
What if that got in your eyes? Oh, that would sting so bad.
Well, yeah, and also we know what that's alluding to.
Is bad, yeah.
So yeah, there's all kinds, and it really I'm not even going to say what it looks like.
Yeah, let's redefine skip rope.
Yeah. There's another scene where the girls go into a gas station and they buy these like cans of Arizona iced teas, and you know what Arizona iced tea cans look like? They're like big, like 20
colorful
ounce. Yeah. Big cans. They look like 40 ounce of like beer. Booze. And the gas station attendant puts them in paper bags, and then the girls take them to an alley and like pass them around and drink these iced teas out of paper bags.
Why though? Why?
Because
how is this okayed?
That's what I'm like. So you have Allison Gold, who obviously has terrible parents that are letting this happen. And you have her friend Stacy, but like there's so many extras in this video that are also 10-year-old girls. Like how did this many parents, like I imagine their parents didn't leave. They were probably on set watching. And how did no one step in?
I don't know.
It's just unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And meanwhile, Patrice is dancing with the girls in a lot of the scenes, and he even raps some bars. And like he doesn't rap anything inappropriate, but just the fact that he's included in all of this is like he's
producing this.
Yeah, he's producing it and putting his face in this video with all these little girls. It's truly horrifying.
Yeah, I feel like this is his disturbing fantasy that he gets to not only now be a part of as they're acting it out, but he gets to just go to YouTube and replay it anytime he wants.
And all the fucking creeps get to go to YouTube and replay this as much as they want. So Patrice went on to shoot several more videos with Allison. Let me tell you about her video, I Love Chinese Food. And that's the video that I sent you a clip of.
Same.
Right. It could have been a cute video. So the chorus goes, I love Chinese food. You know that it's true. I love fried rice. I love noodles. I love chow mein, chow ma 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 mein. The song opens up with a verse that says, after ballin', I go clubbing. Then I'm hugging.
What?
And then I'm hungry and I'm walking down the street. And
what?
She's singing this, walking down the street in this little dress. And to me, it clearly implies that she's coming back from a one-night stand and she's trying to find something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see the beautiful neon lights of the Chinese food store. And
yeah. And I mean, I can relate to this experience,
not
but
as
I'm also
10-year-old.
not a 10-year-old. Yeah. The I'm hugging part. I go clubbing, then I go hugging.
The original lines were not hugging.
That is so creepy. She's like 10 or 11 at this point. And just that whole image of this little girl walking down the street, it looks like clearly like she's singing about last night she was at the club and now it's morning and she's trying to find food. And so she walks into a Chinese restaurant, sings about how she likes Chinese food. Ugh. And then Patrice is a really big part of this video. So in the Chinese restaurant, she opens a fortune cookie, and the fortune cookie says like, you'll make a new friend or something. And then Patrice shows up and he's dressed as a panda. But like, so the whole video is kind of like she meets this new panda friend and like they become friends. And that might be okay if like we are supposed to believe that this was a panda and Patrice stayed dressed as a panda the whole time. But in most of the video, he has the panda head off and we see that she's just hanging out with Patrice.
With a grown man.
Yeah. And
wow.
so,
Okay. We just saw them like holding hands and like spinning around in a field. Oh, she's tickling him now.
Yeah.
Oh no. They're laying very close to each other.
Laying next together in a field. At one point, he attends a sleepover with a bunch of little girls. And at another point, they all have a pillow fight on the bed.
What did he have to do to get these girls to honestly look so comfortable with him, like in this video?
I think they were just little girls. They didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And they also like wanted to be pop stars. You know, they're making a music video. They're going to do whatever he tells them to do. The whole thing is just incredibly disturbing. I think most disturbing of all, there's a close-up shot and he's holding a little like takeout container of sweet and sour sauce. And he swirls his finger in the sweet and sour sauce and then licks it off his hand. And there's like red sweet and sour sauce all over his lips. And he smiles at the camera with this like with his lips all red.
Ew, that is making me feel bad.
Yeah, it's very creepy. It clearly seems to imply some kind of oral sex. And this is a video with little children. Yeah.
And I just want to say, if people haven't seen these, they might think we're like over analyzing this. But if you watch it, it's like very clear that the innuendos are not.
The innuendos are not hidden at all. Like you have a visceral reaction watching these videos if you're a well-adjusted normal person.
Yeah, that's what just happened to me. Not saying I'm a well-adjusted normal person, but all I'm saying is that like I have no words and I keep making gross sounds.
Yeah, Hayley's making very wide-eyed expressions as she looks at the screen.
I'm just trying to take it all in. Like you've had time to process this. I'm in shock.
It's a lot. And there's also, I don't want to say of course, but I mean, we can see where this is going. It's also called I Love Chinese Food. There's a lot of racism in this video. There's stereotyping of Asian people. And then at the end, there's like Japanese geishas that dance with Allison. The whole thing is just really, really bad. But believe it or not, the videos get worse.
Really?
Yes. There's another video with Allison called ABCDEFG. And I must admit, like I was singing this song all day because it's super catchy. EFG. It's a good song, but the video is horrifying. So Allison in this video is a doll in Patrice's dollhouse. And he has this whole neighborhood. It says Mr. Wilson's neighborhood. So he's playing kind of a Mr. Rogers character. He's in a red sweater with a tie. And he has like a whole little dollhouse village on his table. And he's over it. And the first scene is Allison like sitting in a chair in her bedroom. And she's a doll in his dollhouse. And he's looking at her through the window. The whole premise of the video is Allison singing about how lonely she is. So Patrice is trying to get like another little boy, one of his dolls, to fall in love with Allison. So they end up at a nightclub.
At a nightclub?
Yeah.
She has on fake eyelashes.
She has on fake eyelashes and she's wearing a black mesh shirt. And she
doesn't even have all of her adult teeth yet.
No, she's a small child. They're at this club and there's a punch bowl and she's holding this cup and it's red punch, but they're also in a nightclub. So it also kind of looks like cranberry vodka. And so she's at the nightclub with this boy. And then we see Patrice reach into a medicine cabinet and there's all these vials in the medicine cabinet. And he pulls one out that says love potion.
And it also, there's motion potion, tickle potion, HAPPY potion.
Yep. And he squirts it into Allison's drink. And then after he squirts into the drink, she takes a sip and everyone in the club turns into Muppets. So this is clearly an allusion to him roofing her.
Yeah.
And it ends up turning out that like he accidentally grabbed puppet potion and that's why everyone looked at like Muppets. But like, no, it's because she's high because she's on roofies. And then the whole video, he keeps spiking her punch, trying to get the love potion, and he just keeps grabbing bottles that like aren't love potion. And eventually he roofies the whole punch and he squirts in something that ends up being Chinese food potion. And it turns the boy into Chinese food and then Allison eats him.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, this whole thing, like this would be crazy if they were adults.
Yeah.
But they're 10.
They're 10.
This is big time yikes zone.
Yeah.
This is disgusto barfo.
Yeah, it's disgusto barfo.
We're bringing that phrase back.
It's just a long list of what the fuck. And also, how did anyone's parents sign off on this? There is a scene, like I said in the beginning, he's looking into their room, and there's a scene where he's looking into her room and you just see his whole face in her window. And he has this like creepy grin on his face looking into her bedroom.
Can you cover up his mouth to see what his eyes look like with his mouth covered? No, I guess they're still smiling.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just creepy.
It's creepy. And it's weird because I was listening to another podcaster / YouTuber talk about this, and I'll talk about him later on, but he was like, Patrice looks like a nice guy. Like if you look at videos of him talking and like just looking at this picture, like obviously the context is very creepy, but his smile reaches his eyes. Like he looks like a very friendly, fun person, which just makes this even creepier. So this one was pretty fucked up, like very, very fucked up. But the last straw was Patrice's 2014 video, which he made under his new production company, Pato Music World. And this video was called Shush Up. It again featured Allison. And this video opens and we see Allison in a dirty apartment and she is wearing something very tight and very revealing. And then we see someone dead on the ground. Allison is clearly supposed to be a sex worker and who murdered a John. Like that's the immediate That's just the image that they show. So, and then she ends up running out of the apartment again, dressed this like 12-year-old, maybe at this point, girl dressed as a sex worker, runs out of the apartment, gets arrested. She puts her hand up. She's arrested at gunpoint. And then it cuts to her on the electric chair. And she's on the electric chair.
Any last words?
And she says, gold is the new black.
Gold is the new black.
And her last name is Allison Gold. And Rebecca Black, who did the Friday video, her last name is Black. So here we just very clearly see what he's trying to do with this little girl. He's trying to get her to go viral in the same way that Rebecca Black did and get her that level of fame. That's obviously what Allison's, or at least Allison's parents want for her.
We're watching the video now as Kat is talking about this, and in the hallway, one of these like extra dancers just did like a full drop it low and like spank your behind.
It gets so much worse. And like the dancers in this video are adults, but like that almost makes it worse. She's executing the electric chair, and like Hayley said, throughout the video, you see adults doing like highly sexualized dances. There's adults making out and doing all kinds of kinky shit later in the video. And Allison is doing that stuff too. She's not making out with anyone, but she's in this like tight little spandex gold outfit dancing in a prison.
You crank it or shh. You crank it or shh. You crank it or shush up, crank it.
Yeah, short shorts, midriff, tight.
Yeah.
How old is she? Do we know at this point?
It's 2014 and 2011. She was 10. So she can't be any older than about 13. And like, of course, like we don't want to be sexualizing this girl. Like it's not wrong for little girls to show skin. They're children, but this video is clearly intentionally trying to sexualize her. That's the point. This video is hard to unpack because there's a lot going on. There's the Allison that gets electrocuted, and then there's the Allison who's dancing in the prison. And I don't know if we're supposed to be going. I don't really know what's happening, but the other Allison visits Patrice, and this time Patrice is in prison and he's behind glass, and she goes and visits him. And Alec, are you pulling up that shot? I want Hayley to say what she sees.
Is this it? Okay. So she's walking. She has on these platform heels. There's a baby hanging upside down.
There's a baby. She's carrying a baby doll to visit Patrice in prison. And when she sits down with Patrice, she's holding the baby doll like it's a baby. And she goes, "What should I do?"
What do I do?
And
You do what I told you to do.
Maybe
he tells her to do what he told her to do. To me, they're implying that that's her and Patrice's baby.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
And the next scene shows her jumping off of a building. And so here we see her, she's like covered in gold, and she walks to the edge of a building and throws herself off of it.
She's holding a teddy bear. Saying silver over and over again.
Obviously, this video is like insanely disturbing. Like, it'd be disturbing enough if it was adults, but this is a little child. This video, rightfully so, gained a lot of negative attention. It was very quickly removed from Patrice's YouTube channel, as were all of his other videos.
How do you explain that to the parents? Like the baby and everything? How is that explained away?
My feeling is just her parents didn't care. They wanted her to be famous. Like, why else would you sign off on all of this?
Yeah.
Unless you completely didn't care about your child, you just wanted them to be famous.
They probably just weren't involved
Or they
and
weren't
didn't care.
involved. Yeah. And like, I looked for Allison Gold online and there's no trace of her. I think she's still a minor at this point. I think she's got to be like 16 or 17 right now. So maybe when she's 18, she'll show back up.
But yeah, we did like tons of deep dives.
It was 2013 when she was 10 years old. So she's about 16 or 17 right now.
But we did all these deep dives trying to find her, and she's like literally nowhere to be found.
Yeah. We looked on Reddit, on like we like searched her name in tweets, like she's gone.
Have you seen any traces of other people trying to find her?
There's been people posting on Reddit like what happened to this girl, and nobody has answers. My guess is that she just received so much bad attention from this, like she either changed her name or went completely off social media, and rightfully, like I'm sure that's probably the best thing for her. But yeah, I don't think she's 18 yet. So it'll be interesting to see if when she turns 18, she resurfaces. If by some miracle you're listening to this, Allison, I hope you're okay. And also we would love to talk to you. So reach out.
Yeah.
So like I just said, Patrice has laid pretty low since. Soon after all these videos, YouTuber and podcaster of H3H3 Productions, Ethan Klein, started doing reaction videos to these videos from Patrice. He had a lot of the same criticism that we did, that he sexualizes children. These videos definitely make him seem like a pedophile. I didn't watch his reaction videos. I watched some other videos from him talking about this, but not the reaction videos. I guess he straight up accuses Patrice of being a rapist, like jokes that he eats children. I mean, okay. And so,
according to these videos, I would not put it past him. I wouldn't rule it out.
Exactly. I wouldn't rule it out. But
and it's a comedy podcast, and he's a comedian joking about it. So I think that just needs to be said up front.
Totally. It's a joke. I mean, think of your typical reaction video on YouTube. That's what's happening here. I do want to point out before we get too far that there's no actual abuse accusations directed at Patrice that I can see that are documented by someone who may have been a victim of him. But all these accusations are just like, I think, very justified reactions to these videos. Ethan has a lot of subscribers, so this attention brought a lot of attention to Patrice, who then in turn, of course, faced a lot of scrutiny, people commenting on his YouTube videos.
Attention equals attention.
Exactly. So he scrubbed his YouTube channel. He doesn't have any of these videos posted, but other people, of course, have posted them. You can still go look at all of them. So Patrice is laying low. His YouTube channel is still there, but it's empty. In late November of 2017, a video appeared on his channel. It was a live countdown for about, I think it was like 319 hours, and it was counting down until midnight on December 1st. And the video was titled, it was just like a bunch of like random characters and numbers, and at the end it said 66-6-H3H3. And the countdown was on a black screen. It had white numbers that had kind of like a red illumination behind them. It looked very ominous. There was no description, just a weird cryptic title. It was a creepy detail. And this appeared to be calling out H3H3 Productions because Ethan on this channel had brought him so much negative attention.
Oh, and that's what that YouTuber, that was his thing, is H3H3.
H3H3.
Okay.
That's his channel name.
I forgot that within the 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you.
Okay.
So then Ethan, host of his podcast, and his wife Hila Klein, along with Post Malone, did a live YouTube video where they were watching this countdown and talking about it. And so they're watching this countdown. They're like, yeah, how crazy is that? Like, he put my name in the title of the production company. Like, how weird. They're watching it.
Wait, how did Post Malone get there?
Post Malone was just guesting on their show.
Okay.
He has like 6.5 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's a huge channel.
Yeah. And so they're just shooting the shit. They're like, yeah, this guy's a fucking weirdo. And while they're watching it, the screen cuts to a live video. Like the countdown's not over. It's still going. And then it cuts to a live video of this dingy, weird blue checkered curtain. They're like, oh my God, because they're streaming this video live and the viewership of Patrice's video is going up, right? Because it's being shown on Ethan's channel. So people are going and looking at Patrice's. And so they're like, oh my God, like he must know that we're watching this video. So he cuts to this shower curtain. And then it cuts back to the countdown. And they're like, what the fuck was that? And then it cuts back to the shower curtain. And you can see someone moving behind the shower curtain.
What is that creepy fucking screen?
Dude, I have chills right now.
That screen is so creepy. It's like a CD screen, like a screen with like guck in it.
He was just moving behind it. No, it's not a screen. No! Oh, he's coming out. It was just on the other side.
It's moving around and you can't see the outline of anyone, but it's like someone like pushing on the shower curtain. They start freaking out, of course. They're like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's weird. Wait, how does it automatically switch from a posted video to a live?
Well, it's a live countdown.
Oh, okay.
And then he switches to a live video.
Yeah, I would be very freaked out.
Yeah.
Even though it's through a screen, at that point, that's freaky.
Yeah. And it gets even scarier. It cuts back from the curtain to the countdown. Goes for a while. They're like, what just happened? Then it goes to a new live video. And this is a live video of someone's filming, but they're filming sideways. And you can't see them. They're behind the camera and they're walking toward a house. It's like a house in the country. There's nothing around it. It's just a field and trees. And at first, Post Malone and Ethan, they're like, is that a church? Because it's a very, very old house and it has a steeple on top. Yeah. And they're like, what the hell is that? It's covered in like this dark wood paneling. It's not painted. It's also a very choppy video. Like it kind of like stalls. It looks like a found footage, like horror movie. Like it's very scary looking. And he's walking past a fire pit. He's walking toward this house. And as he gets closer, we can see that there are ladders around the house. And it just looks...
It doesn't look lived in.
No, it looks empty. The windows are dark. We just see him going toward this house. And then he pans over and you can see like a carport, kind of like a covering next to the house. And it's filled with like boxes of junk. And then the camera turns away from the stuff, the piles of stuff, and it starts to approach a ladder that leads up to a balcony. And it approaches the ladder, and you see someone's hand, and it looks like a black man's hand, and it grabs the ladder, and it looks like he's about to start climbing the ladder onto a balcony. And then the video cuts back to the countdown.
This is either very creepy and he's sending a message, or it's a complete accident.
It was not
like
an
that's
accident.
what it feels like. Like I'm sure it's not, but it's just so strange. It feels like when someone you haven't talked to in a long time butt dials you.
Yeah. And so we see this hand. So did Ethan, Gila, and Post Malone, and they're like, "Oh my god, like that's Patrice's hand." So it looks like he's breaking and entering into this house, right? He's about to climb a ladder, and that's what they say. They're like, "What kind of message is he trying to send here?" Everyone's freaking out. They're like, is Patrice going to murder me? Post Malone is like, Patrice, like, I swear I've never said a bad thing about you in my life. Like, please stay away from me. And he asks Ethan and Hayley, he's like, is that your house? And they're like, no, thank God, that's not our house. But it does seem like a threat almost that he's going to go to their house. Because remember, H3 is in this title. And then a couple days later, but still before December 1st, the title of the video is changed to Ethan.
Ew.
And so now, now it's clearly saying like, Ethan, like,
I hate
this is about you. And so after it's changed to Ethan, the countdown stops. And then instead of the countdown, we see a loop of, again, we don't see the person, but it's filming around and they're walking through a graveyard. This loop just keeps playing. Now, with Ethan's name in the title, and with them filming a graveyard, it kind of seems like a death threat.
Yeah, just like all of his other videos kind of seem like he's molesting children or wants to.
Exactly. This really scares Ethan and Gila, obviously. And so Ethan ends up reporting it to Google and YouTube, saying like, this man seems like he's threatening my life. The day that the countdown was supposed to go off, this YouTuber Ethan was so freaked out that he and his wife left their house and went to a public parking lot for when the countdown went off. Cause they're like, we don't know if he's going to show up at our house. It was really, really scary. And so they're in this parking lot at like Ralph's grocery store. And they say they're like, there's like a YouTube video of them talking about this. They're like, yeah, we were so scared. Like we thought he was going to pop out somewhere. We were glad there were people around. Nothing happened.
And they're comedians, but they're like dead serious. Like they were scared for their lives.
Yeah. Nothing happening is almost worst.
Yeah. Well, nothing happened in the parking lot, but something happened in the video. The video switches to like a weird like loop of like a dark, like a figure in a dark hood. It like looks like a Dementor almost. It's not, I don't think it's Patrice. The face is hidden. He's kind of mumbling some stuff and ends up giving a speech about bullying, saying that like he's been bullied.
Okay.
And it was very odd. I didn't get a chance to watch this video, but later another video is posted from Patrice. And I did watch this video. In this video, Patrice is sitting on the couch and he just addresses the countdown. And he starts by saying like, okay, like I never meant to threaten Ethan. I just put H3 in the title and then I put Ethan in the title because I needed him to hear what I have to say.
There's a much easier way to get what you wanted at that point. But he got exactly what he wanted. He got a lot of attention to what he had to say. And what he had to say was that he never harmed a child. How could he do that? Everything Ethan's saying is unfair, unjust. People need to realize that Ethan is a comedian and nothing he's saying is true or should be taken seriously. And because of these Ethan videos, he's faced a lot of bullying online and we should all feel bad for him. Why would you go through all of that weird shit just to say that you don't do weird shit?
Right.
So crazy.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, he takes no responsibility for like the things that were actually being critiqued about him, making these inappropriate videos. So he explains what happened in the video, in the countdown video. So he basically takes no responsibility. He says he was filming that house because that was his old house, but he lost it after all this backlash because, of course, he couldn't get work because everyone online was calling him a pedophile. No one wanted to work with him. Like, dude, you completely brought that on yourself.
Yeah, by acting that way and portraying yourself that way.
And by producing these horrible videos. He says what Ethan did to him was unfair. he addresses Ethan and tells him that to take the videos down, which of course he did not.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, what about the things that Patrice did to these kids? Like even if he did nothing wrong, like obviously to me anyway, his intentions were from a bad place.
Yeah.
And he kind of normalized and sets a new standard in their mind when he does things like have a 10-year-old lay next to him and tickle him.
Right. Even if he didn't physically abuse these kids, he definitely did damaging things to
mentally, emotionally.
Exactly. And he doesn't seem to take responsibility for that, but he does say that like he's been in a very dark place, and he keeps saying that he's a new man and the old him is dead. And he says he addresses the shower curtain, and he says he showed the shower curtain because he goes on this huge diatribe about how for the last couple of years, every time he takes a shower, he visualizes himself being cleansed. The water runs down him and he's cleansed of his old self.
He needs to be cleansed of his old self every time he takes a fucking shower.
Yep.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, if you say you didn't do anything, why do you have to be cleansed?
He's like, my current self did not do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And he talks about how when he was walking through the graveyard, he was showing like the old him is dead.
Okay. You need to say that then. You can't hint towards that. There can't be any, like, already what he's saying is weird. That the old you is dead.
Yeah. It's like, why, if all this is untrue, why does the old you have to be dead?
Ooh,
right?
Good point. Yeah, totally right.
Right? So he clearly seems to have some guilt, even if he says he's innocent. He says that he thanks everyone for watching. He says he hopes that like they can accept him and allow him to move on from his past because he's a different person now. And then the video ends. And Patrice may not have actually molested children, but of course he still participated in a lot of harm, like we already talked about. And like I think all of the criticism and everything he's gotten is deserved.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm. And so I was wondering where Patrice is today.
Me too.
So I headed to his Instagram, and oh boy, it was a treat. So he is clearly a new man because he has found Christ. His Instagram bio says Christian, and there's a cross emoji, and then it says transparency. I'm like, what? What does that mean? And
so many things, Kat.
Yeah.
It means so many things.
It's so deep. There's also a link on there that says www.comingsoon.wilson. And there's
Is it CUMMING?
No, he already did that. But I clicked on the link. It doesn't go to anything. I guess he's going to put in a link. The link is coming soon, apparently.
It's a countdown to every shower he takes.
Oh, no. It's a countdown to when Allison Gold turns 18. Just kidding. That was horrible.
It's a countdown to when he thinks he's finally going to be arrested. And Allison can visit him in jail with a baby.
Oh,
I'm
poor
sorry.
Allison. So his Instagram page is almost entirely selfies, mostly mirror selfies and gym selfies. He's like super jacked now. In the Friday video, I don't think he was chubby, but like people called him the fat usher. And so I guess part of
still a compliment.
Yeah. So I think like part of him becoming a new him was like A, pretending he's not a pedophile anymore, B, finding Christ, and C, getting jacked in the gym.
I mean, you can't have one without the other two.
No. It's a package deal. So it's mostly selfies, but he also has all these videos on his page, and it's a series of videos called Trump Parency. In these videos, he defends Donald Trump. It's like these propaganda videos in favor of Donald Trump. And like, there's all these ones that are like, yeah, Trump is like a true patriot. He's a proponent for women's rights and like this and this and this. He's a great guy. He's done all these kind deeds and the media just wants to tear him down. You know, we've all heard it before.
Yeah.
The weirdest part is he compares Trump to like biblical characters and does so in these weird biblical reenactments where he has people like dressed in robes wearing mustaches, like acting out biblical scenes.
This guy is so theatrical in the worst ways.
Yeah, he is a truly a special one. So he just like he compares Trump to David and the David and Goliath story and like this weird sketch. It's just all very weird. He's big MAGA, clearly off his rocker in so many ways. And I don't think he's learned a lesson from his experience.
I mean, some people just don't.
I don't think he
ever
can
learn lessons.
I don't think he's capable of learning a lesson. And, you know, that's all I got. That's my lesson. My sources are songfacts.com and telegraph.co.uk, plus all the YouTube videos I referenced.
Holy guacamole.
Yeah, that's the man behind
insane.
Friday. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I wonder if in, you know, a couple of years from now, there'll be anything. Because, you know, it seems like it takes several years or even decades for things to simmer and then people start coming forward.
I wonder if anyone's going to speak out because as of now, it hasn't really seemed like it.
But still, something must be going on. Rebecca Black went, you know, silent for years. We don't know where Allison Gold is. There's definitely something going on with him.
Yeah, big time.
Holy crap.
But yeah, that's my lesson. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, we would so appreciate it if you would subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Tell a friend about us. You know, it's the Christmas season. People have time off work. What better time to listen to a podcast? So let people know what you like. Follow our socials. And send us some love. Maybe get on our Patreon. We've got some fun stuff coming. So thank you so much for listening. And 3, 2, 1, class dismissed.